Gemmy, how are you? I wanted to do a reading for you guys, okay? This will be for February or for right now, but I'll probably post a couple for you guys in February. You're popping with a clover here, but I didn't ask yet, so I'm going to pull another one. But there might be a bit of luck on your side, whether you believe there is or not, or you may believe that luck is not on your side. Let's see, for my Gemmy. The fish in the garden, and the birds, and the book. I feel like you guys have some, you're going to have some choices ahead in the month of February, possibly related to business or money. These may involve a lot of communications and or paperwork, and possibly a meeting or big event related to either work or pleasure. Or there may be a lot of cleanup paperwork or something like this after something that you're doing within the next 2 months, okay? I'm going to pull a couple of these, and I'm going to pull some leader lanes. Just taking a look, you guys still have Mars in your sign, okay? I would think that you're getting pretty used to it by now, but just remember, just like Virgo with that mercurial energy as your ruling planet, your nerves can get a little bit frayed with Mars inside your sign. You know, you guys are prone to nervous energy just like Virgos, and you know, you're thinkers, you're very cerebral. And you know, but in communications, I would assume that you are bustling right now, okay? Anything you have going at work is probably also bustling. Holy shit. You're popping with fertility and marriage here. Material world and release. Some of you may have that going on. We're going to see. I'm going to pull some more on those as we go along. And I'm going to pull some leaders over here. Insofar as the chart, Mars and Venus will be squaring off with each other. Okay. By the time we hit the full moon, it will be on the 5th, and it will be in Leo. Okay. That's your third house of communications. So, you know, you already rule communications, and to have a full moon in your own third house, you may feel like roaring like a lion about something, which is good if you need to roar like a lion, or someone may be roaring like a lion. You know, there's going to be some sort of heightened emotional thing going on, okay? Additionally, there's a square between Pisces, which is holding Venus and is exalted in Venus. However, there's a square between Venus and Mars, okay, around the time of the 5th, okay, which can heighten tensions between masculine and feminine energies, or between like your drive for Venusian-like things, you know, which tend to be of a little bit of a higher octave, especially with Venus in Pisces. It's exalted in Pisces. It is the higher octave, you know, at play in Pisces. It very much enjoys being in Pisces. However, it's still squaring with your sign. So there may be practicalities and communications wise that aren't jiving well in your career, or there could be something that's altogether wonderful but set off, especially if you guys are in here for a Gemini rising. This is for Gemini sun, moon, rising, Venus, north node, whatever you like to check. Definitely check your other placements. Never force a reading. If this reading is not meant for you, check your other placements or other readers. It's a general reading. I try to cover everybody, but there's no way I possibly could. You could have, you know, squares, especially when they are to the ascendant or to the first house, tend to be very apparent. And they, you know, squares are a challenge, but it doesn't mean that they're bad. There's something here that if you can parlay from the past that you may be pulling on from your past in regards to your career, or something to do with a female or a Venusian figure, okay? Maybe somebody ruled with a sun, moon, rising of Taurus or Libra. Could also be at play because personal planets can show up as people or energies. Okay, there may be something from the past that's coming along, that's in some sort of a public sphere with you, okay? You also have Saturn, which will be in the 9th house still. So there's like a trek with things that are foreign, international commerce, structure in accordance to religious dogma, things of this nature. You know, not that you are doing those, but maybe somebody else is imposing those on you somehow or something like this. And with the opposition, it's it's still very close. Saturn is to the sun. So Saturn is involved with this. So something in regards to structures in the 9th house could be dealing with higher learning, humanitarian matters, or things of this nature, governments, bureaucracy, police, things of this nature, especially if you are involved in anything regarding that, could be just a little bit heightened tensions, okay? You know, the 3rd house can also affect press. If you're in the news, you know, you might be busier, you know, if you work in the press at this time, okay? Some Geminis are very good writers and communicators, and they often do work in performance arts or the press or some sort of communications field. So that's why I mentioned that. All right. I'm going to pull a 9-card spread for you today. I'll still do a singled and troubled in love and some other things. And I'm going to be using some various oracles today and leaders so that I can pull on some different groups, just because I'm getting drawn to do that with the energy. And your first card here is the Queen of Pentacles. This definitely places you in a really, and the second card is the Hierophant. This is in the recent past, okay? And Judgment. Again, something may have come up in a particular commitment that you're in, or a hierarchy at work. Something to do with legalities. 9th house also rules legalities, governance, the law, structures that have been built and are around for a very long time. You could be working in something like that. You could be having some sort of thoughts in regards to that, or about change, okay? There is Judgment as the last call here, okay? You may be missing someone, or you may be thinking about someone prominent in your sphere that has some Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo in their chart as well. But this is your initial card. So, and with that fertility and marriage that I saw, I don't know, you might be thinking of something here, or really thinking of tying yourself glue-wise, okay, to something involved with the 10th house in career, or taking a step up, or you may be thinking about a spouse, okay? If you are a homemaker, you may have like some need to transition your career right now, more towards the home or more towards the public sphere, depending, okay? I'm not going to speak on it yet, okay? But I see you, there's some new start here. In the current energy, we have the Ace of Pentacles, the 9 of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups. There's definitely something about hard work and thriving in abundance with an independent flair to it. That could be you or somebody else in your sphere. You could have some new opportunity or offer here, okay, related to somebody with some water in their chart as well, or you may have water in your chart, or just be displaying this deep emotional state, okay? And there's something brand new though here, Wheel of Fortune. There's a quick decision here, and I want to warn you against the lunar cycles. I will be doing a lunar reading. Okay, we also have a new moon in Pisces. Okay, there's something here that's pretty big that you're a little bit disillusioned about what to do with here that's showing up. I'm not going to get into detail about what it could be yet, but it looks pretty freaking hairy, and there may be either secrets involved or several people involved here. Okay, it could be involving work. It looks like you're a little disillusioned, and it looks like you're carrying a lot of heavy burdens. You may feel defeated a little bit. Some of you may be dealing with some other people in your chart that have fire in their chart, that are possibly breadwinners, or this could be your spouse. okay? A lot of times I will see, you know, whether it's in partnership or marriage, you know, or significant relationships in general, 7th house relationships, you know, Gemini and Sag, okay? And I did see some Sag down there with the King of Pentacles, okay? So we could be dealing with a couple here, we could, for some of you, okay? And some changes in the structure of your relationship for some of you. For others of you, I see this possibly playing out at work, okay? Here, it looks like you're doing something in the current action. This is in the past. It could be, and doesn't have to be in the recent past, but for whatever reason, it's relevant to the reading here, okay? Let me just take a look real quick. Something else here. In your 11th house, there's a lot of luck, okay? There's some wounded healing, but a lot of luck, okay? Possibly dealing with a mother figure or a spouse or a married couple, because Juno is in such close proximity to Aries with Chiron or Chiron, the wounded healer, in Aries, which is your 11th house. It's almost like a divine couple coupling up to work on wounds or to, you know, go forward and fix things. Are there challenges? There are some challenges, and they appear to be to deal with fertility and or bringing in or reaping in a harvest. Now, for you, this could play out in your 11th house, your extended networks, your house of good spirit, but there is always, you know, usually a lot of growth and gain when we're dealing with Jupiter. It is a significant planet, and it is the Hellenistic ruler of Pisces. So for whatever reason, what's going on the 11th also has impact on your 10th house of career, okay? A very public house, okay? And there is positive, there's positive sextiles, all right, between Mars and Jupiter around the time of that full moon. So I do see that as a beneficial thing. I do not see the squares that I see are not like horrid in any way, okay? But there is a square between there's a, what's known as a T-square, okay? So I do feel like there's gonna be, and it's coming from your 12th house. So like something could come from out of left field for you this month, okay, that you weren't expecting, or you may be that change out of left field, okay, and it's because you're pointing or you're looking to point towards a new north node, okay, to make transitions that need to be made in your house and or career, okay, and again, these could impact communications, legalities, higher learning, places of education, religion, things of this sort, and structures related there too, okay? Because you guys still have Uranus going through your 12th house, which I've gone over in several readings before, okay? Give me, I'm gonna pull some exterior cards here as well. I do feel like for those of you that are single, you may like meet or be getting closer to somebody that you've been dating, whether you were serious with that person or not, okay, on the side, okay? And there's also some indecision here. With money, okay, and what you want, okay? Some of you may be going through some temporary financial hardships due to loss of wealth, but it is temporary, okay? Or changes in circumstances that you feel a little bit like are hard, okay? That you face a little indecision about. Getting a heavy family vibe here. So for those of you that are single and younger, never been married, never lived with anybody, this could have to do with your parents, okay? But I do see you, some of you, like thinking of settling down with someone here, okay? For some of you, it could be with someone from the past if you are single, or somebody you've met before, or some sort of awakening. Maybe you're spending more time that's like special with someone here, okay? On this Queen of Pentacles, it's like, if this isn't you, this is somebody that like you really want a victory with, okay? Could be a spouse or somebody that you live with, okay? It could be a businesswoman, somebody that's capable of being a good mother and a businesswoman. That could be you. That could be your mate or somebody you're thinking about here, okay? There you are on this Hierophant. There's something different about possibly differences in religion, differences in traditional values to do with family or marriage here. I see you coming out of a place of indecision with that. Some of you, again, either you or this person may be carrying some heavier burdens. Somebody may want something new at all costs, whether that's a marriage or commitment with you, or that could be you, Gemini. All right. On this Judgment, there looks to be some sort of self-evaluation here about some sort of fool's leap or feeling binded, unable to make some fool's leap. This could have to do with a child, again, or some sort of steps to release yourselves from any binds that you have, whether in the commitment so that you can go further with the commitment, or if this is with family, to go further with the family, okay? Some of you guys may need, you know, be working on that, or feel homesick if you live far away from your family, something of this sort, okay? It's just a background issue I see here popping up. On this Ace of Pentacles, this could be some sort of new business, new job, new opportunity here, okay? Or seeking out a new contract, okay? In regards to this, could it involve somebody with some Leo or some Cancer, but not necessarily, but this is like a brand new beginning, okay? Some of you could get some sort of offer or be considering offers that require you or someone you love to travel more, okay? But I see you taking steps to do something here about it, okay? If you have been hesitant about asking for a raise or something of this sort, I see you getting up the gumption to ask for that, more stability, okay? Some of you look like you're trying to fill your own cups emotionally, and you may have talked to your mate about that, okay? Or been fearful to talk to your mate about some things that I think that you will be discussing this month, okay? About wish fulfillment and, you know, kind of savings and independent wealth and possibly like, you know, growing at your current position or something here, okay? There may be an offer that you really, really want, but it would require some move or something, and there may be some secrecy or something involved because you're afraid it'll upset the apple cart with your family or with somebody you're dating or something like this, okay? What is this Queen of Cups? The High Priestess. Some of you may have like some, again, deep things going on with fertility or a spouse or mate here, or somebody that you're thinking about being a spouse with or something of this sort, and getting a hold of your emotions in relation to this, because it's also popping up here with introspection and the Hermit, figuring it out. So I do feel like there's a lot of, there's taking action and figuring things out, and it's to align them with your higher ideals and goals here, whether you're coupled or not, okay? There may be some competition. Now, some of you, again, may have some issues with your mom or, you know, at home if you don't live near your mom or something like this, but there's some sort of transformation with bickering and fighting, or with something you really want to compete for, okay? And you may have, you know, been going through like some sort of transformation to, I don't know, like letting out your sweet side and not being afraid to do that. Now, if you're fighting with your spouse in in regards to a child or something in relationship to children, I do see that transforming and settling down as well. Like if you differed over parenting styles or something like that. I know that sounds silly, but it could be. So I don't, you know, I do want to mention it. For others of you here, I do feel like there may be some sort of offer, creative offer that you may have to compete for a little bit. That you want to go for, you're a little nervous about, but you may want to go for, so it's something that you need to discuss. Something like this, okay? Give me this Two of Swords. I do see like some sort of stalemate or resting on a stalemate, trying to put yourself in a place, a higher framework, okay? Because on this Two of Swords, when I asked what it was, I got the Four of Swords, the Hangman, and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So I do feel like this is some sort of indecision about work, and for whatever reason, it may be affecting your love life as well, okay? I do feel like you're trying to place yourself in a higher place of consciousness about it. Okay, I do feel like this has to do with again, somebody could have lost a job or been thinking about switching tracks or need to switch tracks, and I need to like face a decision about that, about whether you or your significant other is switching tracks on something here. Queen of Pentacles popped out on that. I feel like for a lot of you, this has to do with your responsibilities in the home, or a significant, or your responsibilities as a spouse, okay? Male or female here, okay? And possibly dealings with them, and they tie over career as well as home, okay? There is... some of you may have felt like something happened that was unjust here, dealing with somebody with Earth in their chart, or somebody you're domesticated with, okay, whether that's a spouse, that there was some sort of injustice. Maybe there was a loss of a job, or a feeling of stinginess, or a feeling of financial freedom here, that you haven't quite met all your goals. You'll get there, Gemini, okay? You'll get there. But there may be some sense and some discussion between you and your significant other, or in regards to some sort of job thing that puts you, or career thing that puts you in a pinch, and then you wind up, if this is not your significant other, it could be your family members. You get into like a spout about why you don't want to do this or that at work or home, even though it has nothing to do with them, even though you're grown or something like this, okay? But there's still a difference in values, or a sense of injustice, or something that's happened here that's being addressed, okay? What is this? Ooh. Oh, some of you are getting like some sort of offer again, or something here, or offer of change here that you're just all stressed out about. Either a new contract for work, but if it is for work, it affects your material wealth on a huge basis, okay? The Ten of Pentacles, your ultimate family security, okay? Whether that's your extended family or your new family, or if you're thinking of getting into a new family, and for whatever reason, it's really stressful, okay? You're a little bit anxiety ridden over it. Over this new contract. It could, yeah, that's the truth. Ace of Swords. Could have to do with work, or it could have to do with, you know, and maybe something's being required, okay? But to get the financial freedom you want, Gemini, I feel like some of you have a lot of things that you want to fill up all your cups in life, and there may be something here regarding travel or movement here, okay, that you're stressed out about, or communicating in regards to work contracts or, you know, bases and contracts between your relationship, marriage, or something here that affects your extended family, as you know. I see you gathering up a lot of strength to speak your truth on this, okay, to come out of anxiety about whatever this is, okay. And there is something that's like potentially huge, but also there's some inward tensions, either again with your family, your parents, your extended family, or and you, or your potential mate or loved one here. Where is the fish up here? I do feel like somebody is ending. Okay, somebody, you know, literally could be thinking of staying home more, working from home, totally changing something. But I do feel like something happened here that was an ending with work. It could be that your spouse isn't going to work anymore, or you know, and then it's like there's a transfer of duties in the home or something here. But with this fish, the 10 of Swords and the Tower, this is an ending and a change in structure, okay. There is a T-square on the 5th between Uranus and, you know, the 9th here, okay, as well as the 3rd. So again, something could have to do with something that's at a distance, or actual, you know, legalities and negotiations tied to work, something of this sort. Okay, I have seen Scorpio pop up twice. Some of you may be dealing with a Scorpio, okay. I've also seen Pisces pop up, as well as, hang on. Oof, yeah, on this commerce, again, I'm getting the 10 of Swords, the Tower, and the Queen of Pentacles. Some of you may be leaving or have been forced to leave a place of work, or your spouse may have, or your significant other may have, okay, due to something here, okay, that requires a complete transformation. Now, those of you that, I already said something about, you know, if you're having, you know, issues with your mom, you know, your relationship may go through some big transformation. I am getting that this is a transformation in a love relationship for most of you, okay, or in your, what you're releasing and what you're holding on to, and so far as what you want in a mate and what you want in a household, okay? Maybe your ideas of domestication are changing, something of this sort, due to these changes at work or changes with the job, something of this sort, okay? 2 of Cups, this is a major relationship, which just keeps popping up, okay? Now, some of you may be saying no to a position or something else because of family, or something like this that's more important to you, okay? An offer, a celebration, some sort here, okay? Give me this release. There is a thing to release your anxiety here, okay? If you're starting something new with work, if something with work closed down, there's some sadness here in relationship to it, okay? Now, some of you could be dealing with, again, somebody that lives far away in your family that you're missing, something of this sort. There is something here about release, okay? There's somebody here releasing, whether that's you or somebody you're involved with. Again, I'm getting the Queen of Rods on that. Could be a mate, especially if you're involved with a fire or Sagittarius, which is your 7/7 sign, okay? This could also be you, though. And I do see releasing something here for a fresh start. Wow. There does look like there's some pain here, okay? Possibly due to needing to travel, okay? Or, you know, it's quite possible that some of you are wishing for another child or wishing for a child and thinking it's too late, you know, definitely explore your options if you feel that way, and speak with your spouse, because, you know, there are always plenty of options, but there is something tied to fertility here that caused some bit of heartache, you know, and that could be fertility with the material world and work. I do see you waiting here in regards to something for work that even you or your mate has invested a serious amount of time with. Now, it's also possible that if you ask for a raise or you're waiting for some new position, or someone else in your life that is probably over 35 is waiting for a position, that they're, you know, at a phase of indecision, waiting for their ships to come in on some seeds that they have sown, and you are a primary supporting person to this person or something like this, okay? It's also a possibility, especially with Juno and Jupiter being so close in the sky with the wounded healer, okay? Somebody could be thinking of teaching, or thinking of like going into another field, but something they're trained in, something of this sort here, okay? And something about weighing up these options is just been a real tickle for you, okay? For some of you, you may have gone through a temporary hardship because of, again, waiting for something to do with work or the justice system, okay? I see that being balanced out here. I see you getting a lot of strength to deal with that. Somebody may have left you in a hangman motion. Something may have been interfering with your work life, especially if there was a change in structure at home, or you know, just crazy things since COVID, okay? Let me get some final advice for you real quick. Jimmy? I do see some fast changes here towards the end of the month, okay, that may right an injustice, okay? And a lot of strength here involved with that, okay? Again, some of you may be holding on to something that you thought was unjust in your childhood or in your family or something here, or the loss of some material wealth here, okay? And for whatever reason, because of some injustice that was done, you are holding on to what you have, okay? And that's caused a little bit of anxiety, okay? You're holding on to what you have, okay? Some of you are making transitions because of that. It could deal with a father figure, okay, or a boss figure here, okay, whether you or your partner are the primary breadwinners. I'm seeing the Emperor pop up with the Queen of Wands. Very much could be a fire sign in your vicinity if this isn't you, or you could be the child of an Aries, or be dealing with a father or boss figure, or again, I've seen the Queen and the King of Wands pop up twice. So I do feel like something here went awry at work, or is going through changes at work, and it's just to hold on to what you have right now, to accept transition, okay? You don't gonna get everything you want on a silver platter, but there's a lot of movement here, okay? You're coming out of a period of indecision, and you're speaking on injustices, or this person is, okay, to bring home some justice into what was lost, okay? Especially if you've been waiting on somebody to pay up for a certain amount of time. Those of you that are involved in a dissolution or divorce may have been waiting for some sort of support for a very long time, or been dealing with something that took funds away from you, all right, or interfered with just your forward strata, okay? And it's indicating that the Wheel of like Fortune is here, divine timing to close out a chapter, to bring more happiness in, okay? All right, is here. Jemmy. Why is the world here? And there's something about, if you are very happily coupled or whatever, enjoying, you know, that you are blessed in that association. Not everybody has a happy marriage. So just because you don't have all the money you want at a certain time doesn't mean you shouldn't be happy. But there is this definitive, you know, karmic collection here for something that was long-standing here. That you're being, you and specifically are being called towards, okay, in your marriage or in a home environment, okay? Looks damn good, Jimmy, okay? Your advice here is to, you know, step on the wheel of karma, enjoy the happiness that you have within your home and family, okay? For those you love, for those you appreciate. I see you doing that here. And you may not be able to control exactly when somebody's going to get their next big gig. Something like this here. Okay. I do see you being victorious in changes if you had to make changes in your marriage or make changes to separate yourself from something that was, and if so, that's been ongoing, something of this sort. There is truth like coming in for a victory on anything that wasn't illuminated for you, for a transformation, okay? Yeah. And for some of you, for whatever reason, this may go back to your home. I don't know why I keep saying that, or family, or someone you lived with here, okay? Some of you may be experiencing, you know, a very big, you know, success. But there is like a rebalancing of work and home, something of this sort, okay? Or work and family that is of significance here, okay? I see you doing it. I see you doing it. And there is something here about prior investments, you know, that I think will kind of happen pretty quickly here on holding on to somebody or letting go of something, you know, injustices so that you guys can move forward, or you're moving forward either way. All that, you know, and whatever comes in may happen pretty quickly. Okay, because I do feel like there was a sense of burnout in either a relationship or something from the past here, or with family, where you kind of felt left out in the cold and never properly tended to, okay, or something here like that, like you were running around trying to do everything, okay? And there may be some quick, you know, words on investments here and what you're going to work on and what you're not, you know. And if you're happily coupled, it's what you're going to work on together, because I don't see this like being something new that happens. Like it's either, you know, for those of you that are happily coupled, it's like dealing with, you know, some changes, you know, in one or more partners' work or something like this, okay? If you're actively already going through divorce, it's a wrapping of that up, wrapping up of that cycle. Okay. For most of you, though, I don't see it that way. Okay. But I like to mention it since it's, and again, some of you may be deciding to stay at home, or one person is working more, one person's working less, something of this sort. Okay. But I feel like if you get an offer to move and you see someone as a potential spouse, like distance isn't going to stop you, something like this as well. Okay. All right. I'll see you later. Bye, Jimmy.